I'd like to call to order the Board of Mayor and Aldermen for Monday, July the 8th. To start with tonight, we have a public hearing. A public hearing request on rezone property at 415 East Lincoln Street from general commercial to neighborhood commercial. That's from C2 to C3. So anyone like to speak on, in the public hearing, rezoning 415 East Lincoln? Now we'll close the public hearing and we'll call the meeting to order when we ask the city recorder to call the roll.
Walker. Berry.
Here.
Glick.
Here.
Noah.
Here.
Mann.
Here.
Mathis.
Here.
Wilson.
Present.
6 present. So this time I'd like to recognize Ms. Reverend Christine Jones, lead us in the invocation, and follow that with the Pledge of Allegiance. Ms. Jones, please stand.
Praise to you, O God, creator of the universe. You have made the world for us to live in. You have made us in your image. We thank you for memory, which enables us to build on the experiences of the past. For imagination, which admits us to a wider world than we could have otherwise known. And for foresight, by which we plan for the future. Grant us light to know the needs of our community and strength to make wise decisions for the benefit of all. Do not let self-interest or greed influence us, but rather inspire our service to your people. In your name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, John. Well, tonight is a very, very special occasion for a couple of reasons. We got a former mayor, Mr. Mayor Doyle Richardson, that's here with us tonight, and we've got the PHS baseball team, the 2024 state champions. So at this time, I'm going to depart my normal position here at the desk and come out to the podium to make this proclamation to these two deserving recipients. So if you'll bear with me. Mayor Richardson, you never did anything out of order when you were mayor, did you? Well, certainly appreciate you being here tonight. It's my honor as the outgoing mayor for this session to recognize you, the former mayor, Mr. Doyle Richardson. This proclamation is from the Board of Mayor and Aldermen. It's rather lengthy. You don't mind me taking a little time to read all this allocates that you have, do you? So I'll take as long as I need. Very good. Whereas Doyle E. Richardson was born on a farm in Good Hope, Georgia, 1935. And he came to Tennessee in 1953 to attend college and play football at the Vanderbilt University. Go Doors. My alma mater. That including the 1955 Gator Bowl team. It says here that they beat Auburn 25-13. Wow. What an award. Served as a first lieutenant in the U.S. Army in Huntsville as a military intelligence officer vetting the German scientist that was drawn to the rocket program, and then he graduated from Vanderbilt Law School. Wasn't easy, was it? And whereas Doyle Richardson moved to Tullahoma after his marriage to Ann Sosby, he's a native of Tullahoma. He's the father of children Jeff and Leanne Richardson. He married Judy Daughtry, and he's a stepfather to Helen and Jim Daughtry. He married Ann Bollinger, and a stepfather to Mindy and Mellyanne Beam and Jeffrey Fair. And whereas Doyle Richardson served as an attorney of high regard in Tullahoma and the states of Tennessee and Florida, first with the Tullahoma firm of Henry, McCord, Forrester, and Richardson, then Forrester and Richardson, Rogerson, Richards, and Duncan, and then Richardson and Richardson. He was an officer with the Coffee County and Tennessee Bar Association, admitted to practice before the Tennessee and the United States Supreme Courts, and he earned the highest possible attorney rating, an AV5. And whereas Doyle Richardson served as president of the Tullahoma Chamber of Commerce, he was a member of the Tullahoma Industrial Board, Coffee County Commissioner, magistrate of the Coffee County Court, and he was named a Paul Harris Fellow with Rotary International. And he was a founder and chairman of the John Holland and Woolman Scholarship Committees. And whereas Doyle Richardson served as the mayor of Tullahoma from 1986 to 1987, successfully sponsored a referendum approving liquor by the drink in Tullahoma. Thank you for doing that. Established, and that's just enabled the attraction of the city's restaurants such as Applebee's and Ruby Tuesdays and Red Lobsters and others. And unsuccessfully supported a bypass from Highway 55 to 41A. By the way, we still need that. Bad. So whereas Doyle Richardson was a 40-plus year resident of Tullahoma, and among other activities was a deacon and trustee of the First Christian Church, a cattle farmer, a hog farmer, a barbecue restaurant co-owner, was a developer of Macon Manor, was a fan of the Tullahoma sports, and an all-around raconteur. So now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Ray Norris, Mayor of Tullahoma, Tennessee, on behalf of the Board of Mayor and Aldermen and the 20,399 citizens that call Tullahoma home, we do hereby declare July the 8th, 2024 as Doyle E. Richardson Day in Tullahoma, and honor and recognize his life's contributions made to the city of Tullahoma and to our community. Ray Norris, Mayor. It's my honor to present you.
My name's Jeff. Yes, sir. My name's Jeff Richardson. I'm Doyle Richardson's son, and Dad asked me to just thank the city, the mayor of the city, all of you for this honor. He loved this city. You heard a long list of these services that he undertook, and it means a lot to our family to have this moment, and I just thank you very much.
Have a seat. Okay, now then, what a great group, what a great group. Well, I'm down here, I'll just do it from down here. This is to recognize the THS baseball team as the 2024 state champions. Congratulations. So in recognition, it's presented to the Tullahoma High School baseball team for the achievement of the 2024 state championship, Class 3A, signed Mayor Norris. What a great group you guys have been. So who's the captain of this team?
Mustache.
Mustache. Mustache. Represent this.
Can we get them to come forward and take a picture?
Absolutely.
Jerry, I feel like you should be.
You certainly have.
Just a historical record that used to be called Mathersfield before it renamed to Morris.
We saved one left. We didn't have to replace it.
Look up, Roger.
Okay, now you guys have to stay for the rest of the meeting.
Everybody can stay right where they are.
Leave. So just have a seat and enjoy the rest of the meeting.
Or you.
Enjoy the rest of your evening.
I got you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Back to a little more structured agenda here. It's time for any comments from citizens. That if you have anything under the purview of the board, you'll be invited to speak up to 3 minutes. State your name and address. Just come forward if you want to speak. Comments from citizens. Seeing none, we'll close the comments from citizens, and this time we'll go to ask for a motion to approve the agenda as was presented to you earlier last week. Need a motion. Motion from Barry, seconded by Mann. Any changes to the agenda? Seeing none, ready to vote. The agenda is approved 6-0. With that, we'll go to the reports from Alderman. Alderman Berry, we'll start with you this evening.
No comment, Mayor. Thank you.
Alderman Glick.
The only thing I'd like to comment on, I went to the Independence Day celebration at Grider Stadium. We can go back to Daniel, too, if he wants to say something, but I was just so impressed by the crowd we had there. It was, I think it was the biggest crowd I've ever seen at the event, which is nice. I think it's been growing over the years, so I just want to say kudos for all the city staff that put it on, all the food trucks that were there, the bands. Everybody did a great job, and it was a great event. I think without incident from what I saw. So that was great. A lot of people celebrating the birth of our country there. So thank you very much. That's all I had.
Alderman Mathis.
No report, sir.
Alderman Wilson.
I'm sure, as we all did, I also attended the Independence Day celebration, and as Alderman Glick said, I thought it was the largest crowd that we've ever had, and I did want to just recognize all of the city staff, the Parks and Rec Department for all the hours that went into this, and our police department, fire, the city employees that helped contact businesses to raise the money for the fireworks, and mostly also I'd like to recognize our citizens, because even though it was just a tremendous crowd, it was a rolly crowd and polite. I didn't see any real incident, and the citizens really left. I felt like it wasn't trashed up, or it was in a good condition. So I just wanted to also say thank you to the citizens. And I also just wanted to say that for the Tullahoma Fine Arts Center this month is the D. Foster exhibit. So everybody try to get out there and attend that. And just also that South Jackson Performing Arts Center are in the process of restoring their original floors and installing new seats, which is a really exciting time. And everybody kind of keep in your radar that Saturday, June 29th at 7 p.m., and then on that Sunday, June 30th at 2:30 p.m., there will be Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So everybody try to make it out to that. Thanks, Mayor.
Very good, thank you. So, ma'am.
I also was at the Independence Day celebration that was put on. And Mr. Quick, do you know the exact number of sponsorships we were able to get this year?
I don't have the total number, but we had 23,800 in sponsorship contributions from various people. Obviously, L&H Distributing, Uncle Nearest, the Rogers Group really came in, and we appreciate their support.
So I just wanted to point that out, and also thank our police officers. They were out there the entire time with their gear and uniforms on, and that's not a cool place to have to dress like that, but I appreciate them for being there and keeping the event a safe event for everybody.
Very good. Okay. On Independence Day, I had an engagement that kept me occupied until about 7:30 that evening. So I came down to be a part of the Independence Day celebration. And if you were arriving at that time of the celebration, you were not going to park. I mean, I could have parked in my parking place here at City Hall. It was that crowded. I did find a parking place that I could see the fireworks from, but it was, as you noted, it was an exceptionally large crowd. And it was just, everybody was having a good time, enjoying themselves in the true spirit of the celebration. So you're spot on with the recognition there. So in my report tonight, I want to acknowledge that I attended TUA board on the 26th and the THA board on the 27th. So those are two board meetings that I attended. And as in your handout, you will note that I have appointed a new board member. The mayoral appointment is the Tullahoma Housing resident, and that's Sonia Leslie. And in addition to that, there's a seat that's been open as a citywide seat, and I've appointed Felicia Fresh to that. She's a local attorney. So with that, all the seats on the Tullahoma Housing Authority are now filled. So with that, we'll turn to the report from our city attorney
I don't have a report tonight.
and our city administrator.
I do have a report. All right. Some of this is a couple of weeks old. We continue to draw some outstanding candidates for open positions with the city of Tullahoma. Recently, I participated in 2 different interview panels, one for police officers, which we were able to secure 3 outstanding young men, 2 that will begin in a week, and the other one starts at the end of the month. And then also Planning and Codes has hired a second building inspector, and she will begin also next week. But the quality of candidates that we continue to bring in is really something, and I want to applaud the departments because it's all about reputation, about the camaraderie, all about the culture, and we're seeing a lot of exposure coming Tullahoma's way. So just want to say thank you to all of our department heads for what they're doing. Old news I had down on my notes, Wingstop is now in Tullahoma. So in case nobody knows, stop by Wingstop. We continue to have weekend tournaments for Grand Slam and other tournaments. These bring in a tremendous amount of people. So for example, a couple of weeks ago, we had 42 teams come in last week to play, and then we had 14 teams come in this past weekend. And so when you think about that 42 teams, so let's say there's 10 kids, well, there's 420 kids alone, then you add 2 parents. We're having thousands of people that come into the city, not only for maybe an overnight or for an all-day event, but also an overnight event. So it continues to draw a lot of tourism dollars for the city, and we continue to get outstanding compliments from the parents and the coaches and all that as far as what we're able to provide. Fireworks did go off very well. In talking to our police, it sounds like we really have not had incidents in the past, which says an awful lot when you have a gathering of that nature. But I also want to reach out to Alan Lindley and his people with emergency management with Coffee County. We had a large coordination with them. And then, quite honestly, a big shout out to our fire department. They had 2 actual fires that they had to address before the fireworks ever occurred. We had an unfortunate structure fire in Sharondale, but then we had a Baylor catch on fire, and so they had to go out there. And then on top of that, they came to the fireworks and continued to have a smile on their face, and it was just tremendous to see how they worked well together in getting all of that accomplished. One of the things that I'm always focused on is developing our next generation of leaders, and we've had 10 people selected to participate in the MTAS Municipal Leadership Program. In fact, because we have 11, they have now asked us to host that program, and so we're going to be looking to host that, and now we're going to host it in October. So we look to have about 30 participants from all over Middle Tennessee and East Tennessee to come to Tullahoma to have that training program through MTAS. So very exciting there. Update on our insurance. We have a new insurance carrier. It's Travelers. And I want to give a huge shout out to John McCord and Regina Hendrickson and all of those at Lester Green McCord. You know, when it comes time to shopping insurance, I'm used to, maybe get a quote online, you put some information in, but in order to get quotes for a municipality our size, it takes an awful lot of information. And not only did our staff do an outstanding job in gathering that information, but then being able to give it to John and Regina, and for them to come back with the quote that they came back with is unbelievable. We saw a reduction of over $100,000 in premium on our workers' comp claims. Property was about the same. And then, as we expected, we did see a liability increase of $95,000. All that said, we saw a decrease of $8,157 compared to PEP, our former provider. So extremely excited about that. And in conversations we've had with Travelers, they're coming again, I think, next week. They've started giving us some information on what we can do to even start reducing those rates. So very, very strong effort on everybody's part. And I just want to say thank you to all of our department heads who had to respond to those requests. So we're really excited to start this new relationship with Travelers. Last, I would like to announce two promotions that we have within the city of Tullahoma. Number one is Paige Jackson is now our new assistant Assistant Finance Director. And Lyle Russell today accepted our position as Community Engagement Officer. Lyle was a candidate, and very strong candidate, if I remember, and we had a lot of people that were supportive of Lyle, and I cannot tell you how excited I am to be able to work with you, sir, and looking forward to that as we transition in the next couple of weeks. That's my report.
Well, thank you, and congratulations to the new positions that our old folks have. Former employees who kind of moving into new roles. No, they'll do well. This time we'll turn to the consent agenda. Need a motion to approve the consent agenda. I have a motion from Glick and a second from Barry to approve the consent agenda. Any questions about the consent agenda? Ready to vote. Passes 6-0. There's no unfinished business, so we'll move into new business. And as we had a public hearing tonight on a request to rezone property at 415 East Lincoln Street from C2 to C3. This is the passage on the first of two readings. Motion from Barry, seconded by Mann. Any questions? Seeing none, we're ready to vote. Passes 6-0. Second ordinance, an ordinance in the city of Tullahoma adopted an annual budget. This is from the July 1st, 2023 to June 30th, 2024. Passage on the first of three readings. So this is cleanup budget, adopting the old budget. Motion from Barry, second by Mann. Any questions on the budget? Ready to vote. Passes 6-0. Item number 2496, request from Planning and Codes Department to approve a special communities event sign in public ways and waiver of permit fees for the annual Coffee County One Day of Hope charity event. Details for that are on page 56. Motion from Barry, second by Mann. Any questions on the sign permit? Seeing none, ready to vote. Passes 6-0. 2497, a request from the fire department for authorization to submit an application for the firehouse sub. That's for the Public Safety Foundation grant. It's for an estimated $18,000 in grant funds, and there's no matching funds required. Motion from Mann, second by Barry. Any questions on the application for the grant? Ready to vote. And passes 6-0. 2498, a request from the city administrator to approve the proposal from St. John Engineering in the amount of $17,500 to conduct a feasibility study for City Hall, and those details are on page 96. Motion from Barry, second by Mann. Any questions on the 2498? Ready to vote. Passes 6-0. Being no other new business, we'll adjourn the new business and move into the beer board. Call to order the beer board. Any public comments for the beer board? This time we'll get a motion for the consent agenda. Motion from Barry, second by Mann. No questions on the consent agenda. Ready to vote. Passes 6-0. There's being no other unfinished business, there being no other new business. With that, we'll be adjourned. Good evening.